keeping our eyes out, keeping our eyes out. Blasting out the airwaves, calling out the last tone, screaming past the atmosphere, and it won't be long. Shaking up the gameplay, calling out to everyone, reaching out, reaching out. Whoa, we cross the lines, we are one. We own the bricks that build the way. Oh, so we're not invisible, no. Not gonna let them get away with this. No. Yeah, we're keeping our eyes out, keeping our eyes out. Yeah, we're keeping our eyes out, keeping our eyes out. Blasting out the airwaves, calling out the last tone, screaming past the atmosphere, and it won't be long. Shaking up the gameplay, calling out to everyone, reaching out, reaching out. Oh. Hear all of the voices, reach out, stand up for the one they forgot. Break through the silence, reach out. We won't be the fallen, stand up. Hear all of the voices, reach out, stand up for the one they forgot. We won't stay silent till they break, 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 break. Blasting out the airwaves, calling out the last tone, screaming past the atmosphere, and it won't be long. Shaking up the games played, calling out to everyone, reaching out, reaching out. Oh, oh, yeah.
This one may require some, yelling back at us.
Hey, break the walls. Hey, we break the walls. Hey, we break the walls. Hey, we break the walls. Through the epic unconsciousness, to the valley of beaten chest. Turn the sound down, still hear the roar. Let the beast out. What did you come for?
Get me a sledgehammer and give me strength.
Watch the world come crumbling down.
Cut me loose, I speak the truth.
I beg the freedom will carry me. Hey, we break the wall.
Come on, come on, come on, y'all say.
Hey, we break the wall.
Come on now.
Hey, we break the wall. the echoes, the haze. My yesterday's tired today. I'm trying to remember my name. Spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the wind of this merry-go-round. Oh, spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the thrill of this merry-go-round. Oh, I'm stuck on the edge of no place. These walls scream in silence in me. The faces blend into each day. I'm trying to remember my name. Spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the wind of this merry-go-round. Oh, spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the thrill of this merry-go-round. Oh, spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the wind of this merry-go-round. Oh. Spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the wind of this merry-go-round. Oh, spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the thrill of this merry-go-round. Oh. Spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the wind of this merry-go-round. Oh, spinning on my last leg, turning till the wheels break, dancing on the thrill of this merry-go-round. Oh.
That was amazing. Thanks, y'all. We're getting organized up here so we can have a brief conversation. And I want to make it brief because that was great. I think you guys should keep playing.
You know, it's not often that you get to actually take a breather in the middle of a set, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I know. You probably never do that, right?
Ooh, never.
But you still look good, right?
Well,
Mop it up.
sometimes you wear something that looks good, but it's not necessarily the right choice. But you gotta pay the price if you want to look good, right?
So everybody, I would like to introduce you to Noel Skaggs. We've got Fitz. And actually, why don't you introduce everybody who's on stage?
I will,
that
for
would be a
sure.
great place.
So we've got Noel over here to my right. Mr. Jeremy Razumna, our fantastic keyboard player. Mr. John Wicks on drums over here. Topanga Joe Carnes, as we like to call him, over here. And my high school and college friend, Mr. James King, on saxophone and 101 instruments over there.
You know what? I think that's actually a perfect place to start because there's a lot of chemistry here and a lot of history here with you guys. And I feel like at KCRW, we have a ton of history with you guys. I didn't realize until today that actually your first time there, or your time before this, was in 2009.
That's
And
right. And you know, the crazy thing is that, like, we honestly had no business being on the show at that point. I think we had played like 5 shows and somehow we snuck our way into your radio station and got to play. But honestly, you guys were the first station to ever play us in the whole entire world. And I can say, without exaggerating, that you guys truly broke us, because we did Morning Becomes Eclectic. The record hadn't even come out yet, and we went on tour for like a month and a half. And when we came back home, we did our first show back at the Echo. And that was the first time where we came back and the show was sold out. It was packed to the gills. We got on stage and everybody started, excuse me, I'm getting super emotional right now. But that was the first time that anybody had actually ever sung our songs back to us. And it was so loud that I stood back and I was like, how do they know the whole entire record without even having it? It's not even out yet. And it was because everybody had went and obsessively listened to our Morning Becomes Eclectic session. So for us in this band, we will forever be indebted to KCRW for truly breaking this band. Whew.
Well, I think, it's funny, because I wasn't going to start here, but the chemistry is such a word that keeps coming up for me, because I think that, and you guys, this is really your first taste of the record tonight, unless you've been out and bought it in the last 2 days, which I hope you have. But there's something that links.
I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You not so much. I love you, I love you. No, I'm kidding.
But here's the thing. I've been reading a lot about you guys, and obviously I know both records inside and out at this point, and everybody's like, oh, well, they're so different and all of this. Here's my take, is that they're actually the same in a great way, because I feel like the same chemistry and the same joy and the same dance and the same movement is brought to both. And I wonder how you feel about it.
I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, you could tell Rolling Stones that, because I think we get it, I mean, it's, this is, for us, this was like the natural evolution. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of 80s influence that's coming through this record, but that's not us being on any bandwagon. That's just truly like I'm an 80s baby. Like, you couldn't sell me more on like, ABC Style Council or Kaja Gugu. Come on. I mean,
You said Kaja Gugu.
yes, I did.
Did you catch that?
She's so young. I'm like, do you even know who Kaja Gugu is?
I do. I mean, but that's the thing. We've grown together. We've grown together as a band. I mean, we've been on tour pretty much nonstop since, we've kind of started. And, James and I have known each other for a long time. I've known of these guys forever. Like, before I walked into the room, I knew who they were. And that's undeniable. We highly respect each other. These guys are killer musicians. No one could ever say that anyone on this stage cannot play, ever. And that's something that we really wanted to shine through on this album, is that we've grown together as a family and, creatively, and we're not just this one-trick pony,
Well, that's actually something I really appreciated from it. I mean, because I think for those of you who haven't yet read about the album, a lot of people talk about the sort of vintage soul thing that you got started on the first album, and then the 80s thing that's happening on this album. And okay, sure, I get that. Kids of the 80s, I'm right there with you. But I just hear something different. And so here's my question for all of you guys, and you too, James, like what the process, like when you guys got together, like you go in a room, are there like pens and papers and you're writing? Are there like pots and pans? Are there drum pads? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, definitely a kitchen sink.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Well, I think the thing is that like, for this record, I think we wanted to know that we wanted to take chances and go to many different places and put ourselves out there and take risks. And for that, we literally, I think, sat down and wrote something like 35 to 40 songs to let ourselves go anywhere and everywhere we could. And the rule was that nobody in the band could say to each other, that doesn't sound like us.
The rest of them will come out in 30 years on the Rarities box set.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And for us, it was like, okay, we're going to take all these things and experiment. I mean, to me, the 80s was always the influence that was the second layer behind the soul on the first record, because to me, it was really those British invasion bands that were being influenced by soul music in the 80s, trying to do their own take on it. And so for us, the paradigm has just shifted a little, where the 80s is a little more foreground, but it's still soulful, it still makes you want to dance, and like you say, you get the spirit. Maybe that's because you've known us forever and a day, but it's still us at the core, Yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing that comes shining through so much, which is what I like. Now, you talked about writing 35 or 40 songs, and what I read was 40 songs in 30 days. Is that honestly true?
It was like maybe 40 in like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, but it was like, you know, it was a
Every
crazy
day.
every day.
It was
You know,
every day. We were in the lab every single day working on this album. And when we went to record it, we were still doing shows and working on the record. So we never really stopped.
it was crazy.
But because my understanding is that the first album came out in 2010, right? Now you go on tour for like almost 2 years. You come home and immediately start writing songs, unless you'd written them on the road.
That's the thing.
That's exactly what we did.
We were so busy on the road, you know, because we would go play an indie record store in the afternoon. We'd go do a meet and greet. We'd do all this sort of stuff. So there actually was no free time for us to ever write on the road. So we literally had to, because we knew we wanted to go into bold new directions, we had to let ourselves experiment as much as we could and try as many different things to see what sort of bubbled up as the theme, as the sonic theme, the lyrical theme, the emotional core of what this record was going to be. And what I love is that every song took on a different path. Sometimes it was like all of us jamming in a room together, work on those ideas. We would work on melodies with that. Sometimes it was me late at night. Sometimes it was Noel brought an idea over. You know, John lives actually in Montana, and he sent us down a track that we're actually going to play for you guys tonight that we've never played live before, and nobody except for KCRW has ever even got to hear this, called House on Fire, and we worked on that. You know, I just love that every song just had a different evolution to it, and it was all hands on deck to get it done, you know?
Well, it also sounds very of a body of work, too. How did you whittle the songs down to the, 12 or 13?
12,
12 on
yeah.
the record. How did you all
We
whittle them
actually called a producer. This was our first experience working in a production with a producer kind of setting on this record. We called Tony Hoffer. And he was
And
incredible.
for those of you who don't know, he's worked with Phoenix and M83.
Yes.
Depeche Mode.
Incredible, like mixer
Coops.
and producer, beautiful guy, and he
Kaja Gugu.
helped us. Yeah, God, maybe.
I
I mean, you
I
know,
might have
he
had to
could
married him if he had
Could've
worked with Kaja Gugu, but
But he helped us, you know, kind of bring in everything. He was the outside looking in. You know, that's gonna work. That has a
Yeah.
lot of potential. This probably is not gonna work at all.
that not so much.
Exactly. And, you know, he was incredible with working with all 6 of us and really bringing things out of us as well.
And y'all all went in together.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it was different stages, you know. I mean, and Tony just had, you know, because we knew that the first record was so simple in its instrumentation. It was basically bass, drums, guitar. No guitar.
No guitar.
Bass, drums, saxophone, keyboards, and organ. You know, and that was it. So on this record, I mean, we explored every combination we could on that. So we really wanted to mix it up with all of our other loves, which are like vintage synthesizers, old drum machines. A lot of these tracks we had like 3-4 drum sounds, like a myriad of stuff, and he was the perfect guy to sort of make that all come together and make it feel organic.
I love that. Now, you two went to school together and you grew up together.
We did.
We did.
Now, did you always know that you would end up together? Like, was that
No
something?
idea.
I don't really remember.
The marriage.
No, I mean, we were friendly in college, but we had our own cliques. He was with this clique called the Scooter clique, which was actually this guy named Scooter. He's laughing right now.
The bad kids.
Yeah, and they always thought they were too cool. Or I always thought that they were too cool and they wouldn't hang out with me. And then it was later on when we were making those first songs that it was like, I need saxophone. James is an amazing musician. I mean, this guy over here to my left is maybe one of the most incredible musicians I've ever met. Perfect pitch. Has taken on so many new duties on this new record. He's playing, like, I mean, he's got, as he calls it, what do you call it?
Yeah, I've extended my skill set here.
It's the Starship Enterprise.
It's the
Come
Starship
on.
Enterprise, yeah. The captain's bridge over here.
It's a lot.
I like it. Well, it's good to see you guys all together. And these guys are leaving kind of tomorrow on a jet plane, right? You're going?
No, I mean, I don't know what we're doing, to be honest. I think like the 19th.
The 19th.
The
okay.
19th, we come back for like a day for Weenie Roast.
Oh, yes.
And then we leave for New York, and we're doing a bunch of stuff, and then we'll be back. And, you know, but the tour starts like June 11th for us.
June 11th.
So I think we're home for like a week in 2 months.
And you
or
are.
something.
So you guys are really hitting the road again like you did on the last record. And you're going out with Bruno Mars, which I think
Yeah.
is really amazing. He, to me, embodies kind of the perfect pop package right now.
We've got our
What
work cut out for us.
What appeals to you? Tell me about. Tell
Well,
me
we
how
actually
that.
had the good fortune of seeing a show of Bruno's, and you know, he lives in the pop world, and I think it's really easy for people to like just dismiss it, but that man has one of the most amazing voices. He cares so much about his craft of songwriting, and then him and his band together collectively just put on a phenomenal show. They are just true musicians, and they are just joyous. And what I love is for us going on tour with them, there's a real parallel connection to the sort of joy and energy that we try and bring every night, because those of you who have seen us live know that we like to get down and get sweaty, and so does Bruno and his gang, you know. So for us it was like we got offered that, and we were like, when and where we will be there.
I also, sorry, I heard he has another horn player named James King. So I fully intend to use that to my advantage in the catering tent.
You should.
Well, I think that's a perfect point to move into the next set of music.
Yes.
You guys, I want to thank these guys, Fitz and The Tantrums and The Tantrums, Noel. It's so good to see you guys always here. So we're going to get into a second set with Fitz and The Tantrums.
And 40 nights I waited for a girl like you to come and save my life. Recall the days I waited for you. Ignore the ones who said I'd never find someone like you. You are out of my league. All the things I believe, you were just the right guy. Yeah, you
next one is actually the song that I was saying that our Montana boy over here sent down and we worked on, and this one's called House on Fire. And actually when John sent us the track, Noel and I kind of flipped out, and we were working on the lyrics, and we're like, what should we write this about? And we're like, we should write this about that moment when you walk in on your lover and they're cheating on you, and take it or leave it, like either literally or figuratively, you burn the house down. This one's called House on Fire, everybody. Only for KCRW. Now I'm just angry.
Now we gotta get sweet. Well, kind of.
Oh.
This one's
I
another.
don't know how we're gonna do that.
This is another one, a little sad love song. Started off as a poem, and it's probably one of my favorite tracks on the record.
I know it's
For me.
John, our drummer's favorite
I
track.
made John cry.
You made him all misty?
Made
And
him
this
all
is
misty.
actually another song that we have never played anywhere ever in the world. Again, for our friends at KCRW. Thank you so much, everybody.